Severance, Season 1, Episode 9, the actual season finale. Our innies are becoming outside innies.
I said, are you alright?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Act natural, Mark.
My sister.
Yes.
Of course, yes.
Mark?
Yeah.
Just say yes to everything, yes.
Sure you're okay.
Yes.
I stopped by the bathroom.
They have bathrooms here, right?
I think it's the other way.
I knew that. This has got to be so overwhelming. There are colors and non-neon lights. Oh no, they're onto me. Finally, Irving has an explanation for why he has black paint under his fingernails. And he escapes to find the same hallway in a different form. You should all be leaving messages to yourselves ASAP while you can, while you have the time. Irving at least spawns in a safe place. Oh, wait till you meet your dog. Yeah, what? This is so odd.
Senators or congressmen for?
Yeah, well, I'm so curious about her life.
How many of those have you had?
Just this one.
Wait, she works for them.
Helena Egan.
My gosh, Helena. So good to finally meet you.
She's a bigwig
Likewise.
in the agency that she hates. That's a twist. She and Mark have a bad roll of this outie spawn. Yeah, I'd be freaking out, man. God bless you all. Good luck. It's not just the situational danger. It's that all of this is brand new. The whole world and everything that you see is interesting and overwhelming. You've been trained on like one room with fluorescent lights. There is no going back too, right? After you experience the real world and all of its, well, to them it'll be glories at first because it's all novel. And it's not just finger traps and other manner of boring rewards. In this world, you can have a pack of finger traps delivered to your door for like $5. You can have 100 finger traps anytime you want and it won't make you happy. Just to stand there the whole time to hold these switches. That's rough. This is really sacrificing for the team. Not only is it physically difficult, it just looks boring.
This better be working, assholes.
Yeah, you're welcome. My God. You can't hold out forever, though. You can meet the author of your book, too. Prepare to be underwhelmed.
So Rebecca smells weird.
Rebecca smells weird.
Yeah, and she was...
Right, you can also just
chewing
repeat
noises, but she was not chewing. Just be prepared.
whatever people
Someone
say.
Share a book with her.
The book, right.
Mm-hmm. The one you forgot to bring, even though I did remind you.
The one I forgot to bring, even though you did remind me.
How's
Cute
our
baby. Our...
I want to have the life change talk. I just need a pump before I...
You want to have the life change talk, you just want to pump before this. So far, so good. Nobody will know. Why are you acting weird? Why am I acting weird? Am I right? I love how intense this feels and suspenseful. Despite this just be like them living a day in a normal life. Oh, this is the greatest joy of all. You will not be able to go back after this. Oh.
Mark, we were just discussing whether it might have been a wiser move for your sister to put off introducing the child until after tonight's event.
Mark, you don't have to weigh in on that.
Look, obviously, the child is an absolute angel.
That's my sister with the baby?
Exactly. It's
Oh, come on,
his
Mark.
sister.
Come on, get with it. Why don't you go off and find some food?
I've been asked to share my book with you.
I know who you are, and I know you smell bad.
And I have some sores on the back of my head from my bird. You might see them.
Okay.
What is with this group? This is an eclectic mix of people.
Can we talk privately? I just have
Okay,
to...
my dearest ones, we are nearing that hour, so if you'd all peacefully waft into the
Okay,
living
let's talk
room.
at the first reflection.
On the
Okay.
plus side, after Mark hears Rickon's book reading, he's going to be happy to go back. This is so cool. It's such a simple thing. In effect, what they're actually doing. But it's so interesting. Their innie selves have a perspective on their outie selves that their outie selves themselves can't have because it's so normal. They've gotten used to it. Like, it would be so cool to find out you did all this stuff. You're maybe a war hero. You have a cute dog. It's amazing.
How many kids
You're
do
a
you
big
have?
wig in this organization. This will be really useful, potentially, to get this info.
Wow, 3 kids.
Couldn't have done it without a little help.
Oh, it's her.
I mean, the idea that people would want to outlaw Severance.
Right? It's insane. Yeah. The idea that people would want to outlaw Severance.
And hearing what you have to say, all of this could really make a difference.
I hope so.
I guess this adds some context as to why her outie is so intense on not quitting.
Thank your father if you see him.
Oh.
I will.
Okay. And also good luck with your speech. That would be terrible.
Mark, can you hold that for a second?
Yeah. Starts to make some sense, huh? Oh my God. You're about to meet the writer of the gospel himself.
Before we start, there is one person that I would like to thank first and foremost.
Myself.
So I dedicate the reading To my firstborn daughter who is here tonight, Eleanor, I love you.
That's sweet. I don't know. As Mark, do you love or hate the fact that you're stuck here listening to this
Wolfgang Mozart killed another boy
in your rare
by
free
slamming
time?
his head in a piano. Don't worry. My research for this book has proven the claim untrue. As your heart rate settles, though, consider the power an author.
No, stop interrupting. I need to hear what Rickon has to say. Away with you.
What indeed is you?
What indeed? I could do a whole episode on just Rickon's book.
Who are you?
How honest do you get with this Helly story, though? I didn't realize this is what it took from him. This is all inspiring. It also maybe could have been solved with a little bit of tape. So maybe it wasn't him. Yeah, you wouldn't know what it's like to have parents either, would you?
Yet the cat eats the shrew, and we, like Schrodinger, live on to wonder what it means. End of chapter.
You can't end it there. It's getting good.
Let's all take a 7-minute reflection break.
I love that. You go think about that for a while. Write that down. I can't even make fun because I take 7-minute reflection breaks in videos all the time. Rickon can't decide if an idiot or a genius. On a serious note though, have you ever actually thought about what it means when we say you? End of chapter. Take a 7-minute reflection break. Write that down.
Dolph, prepare the neti pot.
It was transformative. Gonna have to change my name again.
Again.
I'm gonna see if she'll have more bottle. Give me a couple minutes and meet me in the baby room.
Okay.
Yeah, also this is weird. Why are you here, Mrs. Selvig? I'm a big fan of your book
Mr. Hale,
that I'm supposed to not have read.
You sound like a sad old hamburger waiter prattling on about sauces.
Very
Hamburger
specific.
waiter, what the fuck is that? Jesus, why do
Yeah,
I
you're
have to
losing
open
it,
up a
man.
food mouth?
Yeah, you have no talent. Deeply insecure.
your book, it opened up the world.
This is so weird, but it's true. It did. It was the right audience at the right time.
You actually read it.
Rickon, are we friends?
No.
I know I sometimes make you feel less than for having had the procedure. And I regret that.
This is good.
Do you have that on you, the picture?
Sure.
Brace yourself for a major shock.
You have no idea how much this has meant to me.
Same to you. So bizarre. So bizarre. How the circumstances kind of framed the whole thing.
When you hugged me before, you suddenly became tense. What was that?
Anyway, I'm gonna go check on my sister.
Tell me more.
Yeah, I'm busy. Hold on. Hold that thought.
You know, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I'm just,
right,
I'm on
right.
uncle duty for my
Get out of there.
sister,
Run.
so I'll
Run.
be right back.
Run,
Okay.
Mark, run.
Okay. Okay, thanks, Miss Cobell.
Okay, yeah, she may know. This is your chance. Innie Helly to do something? I don't know exactly what. Bring it all down. Bring it all crashing to the ground. You probably have a platform here. I mean, I imagine she's gonna give a speech, right? It's not like she's risk averse. I mean, she was ready to lose it all. Oh, they're using my photos out here? I don't know if I like that. That seems like a breach of something. I mean, there's a lot of breaches going on, but that explains the avid photographing. It's all just proof of concepts.
Okay.
I got out. I'm trying to think what I would do in this situation. Honestly, I don't know. Because you don't know who you can trust. I mean, you don't know anything.
So one of the things you learn growing up as an Egan is
You're an
that
Egan, huh?
lovers are our family. And I would never ask them to do anything that I'm not willing to do myself.
That is not really a fair way to look at that, though. Because you're not doing the whole thing. You're splitting it so that someone else who's lesser than you, apparently, not a human, I think was the way you put that, to do the difficult thing. You're just asleep. In fact, it's exactly asking someone to do something you're not willing to do. She's got to have a lot of stock in the company.
I think it brings us together.
United in Severance. That's so great. That's so funny.
Greetings. I'm not here right now.
God damn it, Milchick!
Yeah, you would imagine it actually in reality would be a nightmare. It would be terrible. He's doing research into this. He's participating in it and investigating them. But yeah, maybe we can find Bert. Oh! Bert Goodman. They probably don't know how to drive either, or do they?
Eleanor. You look so nice.
Couldn't wait till I get out of the bathroom.
Are you still in pain? No.
So he knows.
I cried in my bed when they told me what she tried to do to you. What that innie
I'm guessing we're not going to make that public, though, are we?
Thank you for going through with it. The grandfather would cherish what you've done.
The grandfather.
And one day, you will sit with me at my revolving.
The hell are you talking about?
The drink just hit me a little bit. You'll be all right for the speech.
I knew it. I knew that was coming.
You remember when I brought home the first chip to show you?
I remember when you brought home the first chip to show me.
The prototype.
The prototype.
It had the blue and green lights back then.
Right. Okay. I don't know why I didn't think about this before. Lumon predates Severance. This is a new endeavor of theirs. Still not sure exactly what they're after. What is the grand mission that this helps complete?
It's so pretty, Daddy. Everybody in the whole world should get one. They will.
Whether they like it or not, sounds like. But why? Control? Merging? The more I think about it, the more I think this is some anime villain plot. We're going to have the singularity consciousness. We saw on the switchboard that it's more than just Severance. They can do a lot of things. Seems like they can do just about anything with people's minds. We're going to create God.
Not may atone for my actions.
This time it's sincere.
All I can be is sorry. And that is all I am.
Yeah, thinking about that now, maybe there's something about transferring the responsibility to the outside or to the innie, externalizing the responsibility. Kind of like that book, The Giver, let this one person do all the suffering. There's many examples in the show of people trying to divorce the thing from its meaning. Let the outie have a euphoric utopian life and the innie can kind of bear the weight, something like that. That's why they're so hell-bent on these confessions. Yeah, hope for your sake you know how to drive. Which one is my car? Which one do you feel most drawn to, naturally? Which one would you buy? Does that work? Okay, so they do know. They have the skills. Or not, or somewhere in there somewhere. This is gotta be so exhilarating.
Mark has, out here, you have been trying to figure out what Lumon does, what you do.
Okay.
I don't even know.
At first, you try to keep teaching.
I was a teacher?
A professor of history. You try to go back to teaching 3 weeks after she died. It was a disaster.
And I feel like there's some connection with her, Gemma, and the school, but maybe that's a red herring.
He hoped you'd be spared from the pain.
And also allows him to work without having meltdowns. It's a way to ensure you can be functional. Saying that out loud, I think maybe that would be a nice practical use of this. Similar to like pain medicine, right? There are obvious dangers to pain medicine and that's the kind of thing you gotta be very careful with, but clearly there are some positive uses of pain medication. If you're in a state where you're not able to function and work, but there is hope that you will be able to after some time, short-term severance seems like it could be useful. Though it doesn't solve for the moral dilemma of creating a new person that has a very short lifespan.
She was wonderful. She made you wonderful.
Weirdly, there's still some hope for them, somehow, maybe? Oh, I have a theory. Actually, early on, just as a total joke, I mused that maybe Mrs. Selvig is his wife, because who knows how the conceptions and brains get scrambled around. Actually, I'm starting to think maybe that's the case. We've seen his wife's body in The Therapist, right? I'm wondering if maybe Miss Selvig isn't Gemma's mind or consciousness, because she's just so overly concerned with Mark. I think she's trying to get something out of him. Like she's testing him with bringing the physical image of his former wife in to see how he responds, trying to see if maybe there's something there of her. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's just for work. It seems deeply personal to her. And also it seems like she's trying to get romantic at times. Like she's like, thanks for being my date or whatever, and then gets burned when he calls her buddy, etc. She goes out of her way to be close to him. Suspicious. I wonder what Bert Goodman's outie is like.
They've been plotting this all along.
Helly's at the Gala.
I'll take care of Helly. I'll fix it like I fix everything.
This is a way to get back in.
The office and shut it off now. Shit.
Inmates are running the asylum. Oh no, but I want Helly to give her a big speech. Oh, this is just outright.
I know you're in there, Dylan. Open the door. Fuck you, Mr.
Wow, this resistance to authority. You know he's tired too.
Why is Cobell here?
What?
My boss from Lumon, Ms. Cobell, she's at this party.
What are you talking about?
Different name, Selvig.
And she works at Lumon?
Yeah,
she's my boss, right?
Jesus fucking Christ.
And she's got the baby. Oh, but she's in, yeah, where's the baby right now? She was holding the baby. I hope we have enough time for her speech. She looks like she's made up her mind about what she's gonna do. Yeah, we need time to meet Bert also, even though Bert won't know who we are. I might be a totally different person.
You are the refiner of the quarter.
Most cultures view sex as ugly or foul.
Mr. Selvig?
No, how does he see sex?
I gave her the baby and she left!
She left?
I handed her the baby!
With Eleanor?
She left!
Have we looked everywhere?
Yes!
Okay, let's go
Oh
inside and
no.
look.
Oh my god!
This is horrible. Where is the baby right now? In the car? Oh, watch him have a family or something. I can't imagine someone as cool as Bert G living alone.
There's coffee cozies. Dylan, come on.
No son, though.
Just say the word and I'll get you a coffee cozy literally right now, Dylan.
I don't even know what a coffee cozy is.
I want to remember my fucking kid being born!
Tell him, Dylan.
You have 2 others. I can tell you about them.
Yeah, I want to experience it for myself. Dylan has come such a long way in my conception because he's kind of cynical. But man, is this dude a hero right now? This is a lot. I mean, he's going above and beyond the Call of Duty for something he's not even directly benefiting from right now. This is kidnapping and reckless endangerment of a child's life. You need to stop that car immediately.
Use the line about how you see your innie as your sister. Don't
Yeah, no. This is not going to be that.
It's gonna be great.
It is going to be great. But it's not going to be what you think or want. All the rage is about to be unleashed. Well, there he is. Looks like he's packing. Time for a retirement trip. Oh no! Oh no! Yeah, I knew it. Come on, man. It's Bert G. Well, I mean, he's no John Turturro, but, you know.
Have all these rooms been checked?
Okay, thank God.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Devin, I got her. Devin, she's here. I found her. I found your child. I'm the one who found her.
Oh God. Give me a break. These people, man, this whole group, they just want attention and validation so badly. What they need is food.
Dylan?
Oh, he's about to see a picture of his wife.
As with any
Hold on, Dylan.
technology, there have been setbacks, bumps in the road.
Wrap it up,
But I'm
wrap
here
it up.
tonight to tell you that we are on the verge of a revolution.
Hell, he's about to revolution all over you guys.
Puts the human being at the center of industry.
Oh no, oh no, oh no.
It is you, isn't it?
Get off me, I'm about to make my speech.
I'm gonna kill your company.
Oh, you just admitted it.
Your company? Who the hell do you think you are? No. Your friends are gonna suffer. Mark will suffer.
You'll all probably die.
You're long gone.
Right.
Keep them alive. In pain.
It's not very nice harmony. Yeah, surprise. I don't know if I would. I know how it feels though. Sometimes your heart wants what it wants and you can't stop yourself. I get it.
I'm an innie. And everything they've told you about Severance is a lie.
Oh yeah, we're going for it. So dramatic.
They torture us down there. We're prisoners.
Oh no. Oh, we were so close to actually doing something, and now it's just gonna be weird and awkward. Oh, is it the end? That's an interesting end to the season. They're not gonna understand what Mark means by she's alive. Well, maybe. I mean, they might have their suspicions. Haley might actually have been effective. I mean, she said a lot. That might have done some damage. And she doesn't have to stick around for the embarrassment of the aftermath either. And she doesn't have to go to prison. Oh, that's gonna suck for her outie though. Man, this feud between innie and outie Helly is reaching new heights all the time. Weirdly, I feel like outie Helena is more likely to pull the plug over this than she was about a near-death experience. Because that seems to be where her priorities are and how she functions. My life, you know, whatever. Embarrassing me in front of my peers and my daddy. Oof. Compromising the Egan vision. You gotta go. And then I feel the worst for poor Irving, who's gonna wake up having intruded on a house of someone he doesn't know. You were banging on my door and screaming my name. Sorry. So that's season 1. Overall, I think we didn't get any major definitive answers about what this all means and where it's going. But it was a really fun, really good dive into this hypothetical of like, what if? And I think there's already a lot of really cool themes coming out of it. The idea of how much of our modern existence, let's call it, is separated. How much has been lost for the sake of convenience or gain in some other way. This might all just be my reading. I don't know if this is deliberate, but I do think it is a really interesting idea. And I would say one of the biggest challenges that I don't often hear being discussed, or I don't see a lot of reference to. It's just harder. This show covers a lot of things that are kind of arbitrary distinctions, right? Like with the tempers, the virtues, and a lot of Rickon stuff, which are lacking, right? And don't contain the whole truth, but can be useful and fun just for exploration. Another one of those things we can play with is like the material and the spiritual. And the material is something that, all things considered, I think humanity is really really good at and becomes increasingly good at. We've really done a whole lot. If you think of how fragile our existences are and how cruel nature can be, how much we've kind of advanced in terms of our resources and our ability to produce resources at an increasing rate. The spiritual is a little bit tougher, right? Because it's not something that can just be produced. It's not as quantifiable, and quantifiable things tend to get more attention. Like compare, I produced 40 gallons of potatoes versus I increased my spirit by 40 levels. It doesn't mean anything. I created 40% more useful art, yet the spirit obviously does have value, and I imagine that gets increasingly disconnected because there was always sort of a forced one there. The spirit was connected to the endeavor, and the endeavor was a necessity. If things are not abundant, if the basic necessities of life are not guaranteed, your struggle is kind of clear. It's like getting those necessities and mastering those necessities and getting to a point where all of those are so locked down, you can then start to think about higher pursuits and move to the top of the triangle in the hierarchy of needs, which is self-actualization. But we don't really have that default anymore. Overall, I think this is a blessing. I think it's a great thing. But we have so much abundance, at least in the societies for which Severance was made, and definitely the one it was produced in, that we just sort of start off in a more subjective quadrant of like, what does my life mean? And even worse, even the things we do apply ourselves to, like most of us have to work to live, even that work is kind of compartmentalized and heavily specialized so that it's separated from its meaning. Money creates the liquidity of value so that you receive money for being a small segment in a chain of things for which you don't even really see the end. You don't really know the output, or don't feel the output in the same weight as you might have if you did the whole thing start to finish. This is largely why money is such a fixation in society, because it's both quantifiable and it's become the stand-in for the reward of that process. But it's so abstracted, it's so less hands-on. I just think naturally our brains are not wired to follow the meaning to what it actually is and to get that kind of spiritual utility from it. And so then it feels like there's a lot of grasping around looking for that meaning in kind of strange places. Like instead of understanding and appreciating the value of food, we remove the food. Instead of understanding the value of work, you try to do less work and remove the work. It's easy to forget that really meaningful reward almost can't happen without some kind of cost or struggle or something. Or maybe what it is contribution. A requirement of contribution often being sacrifice. A parallel to that would be thinking about what one is owed from society without thinking about one's responsibility to society or family or friendship or whatever. And so we increasingly start to seek the reward without thinking about the meaning or the work or the personal value it would bring us to actually grit our teeth and push through things. And it gets confusing because we then get more of the thing but feel less satisfied by it. And so we end up seeking more things but yet feel more empty because the fundamental assumption was wrong to begin with. It's not more of the thing. It's not necessarily an easier version of the thing. It's probably going to be real utility and value of the thing. If I had to guess, I would say it's probably going to be contribution. It's probably going to be service. That is going to be the underpinning of what actually feels good in like a real, wholly fulfilling way, which doesn't even mean that that's not what we're doing. A lot of times what we're doing is connected to some kind of service, and it doesn't have to be something grand like saving the world or, I don't know, being a missionary. Like everything someone does in any occupation goes into something that affects someone, right? And it may turn out that the most mundane of things can be really beautiful service, but like the understanding of that and the connection to it is really important. That maybe is the great severance of our time. I don't really have a sound foundation from which to talk about what the past was like. I can't say it was any better or different. I don't know. I wasn't there. In all likelihood, it was just a different flavor of a very similar thing because, you know, humanity is humanity. So speaking only of the present, I will say that I have seen and also have felt a weird sort of disconnect where we're kind of floating in this amorphous blob of subjectivity and what things actually mean, what importance is, what are we looking for, what are we focusing on, what do we devote our energy and time to, giving up on concepts of something like a higher purpose or higher objectivity that gives some structure to our value systems, and instead seems to be more like distractions, the politics of the week, ways to kill time, a feeling of boredom, which I feel like, even though I've experienced it, has got to be something missing in one's view about all the potential there is and the beauty of life. It's not that we directly outsource the meaning of our lives to other things. I think it's more that we all have this slot for our meaning and our orientation towards meaning that cannot be empty. It's always filled with something. And because we don't receive one, or no one seems to have one that is really convincing or high, it just gets filled with like random crap floating in our direction. And we're not even told that we don't even really know we have that. So whatever it's filled with feels like the most important thing. It's not immediately obvious that it can be any number of things and that not all things are created equal in that way. The hypothetical I could use that I think sums up the situation in Severance to some degree is imagine a pill you could take that has no side effects, no negative consequences whatsoever physically or emotionally. And in fact, it just makes you feel euphoric all the time. It makes you feel whatever is the best emotional state you can imagine. You're just that 24/7 with no side effects in perpetuity. The question is, would you take it? And I think some people would say yes, but I'd wager a guess I'm not alone in the feeling that there's something wrong with that. That's not the goal. goal. It's not to feel good, right? It's not necessarily just to feel euphoric. You want to feel euphoric because you've done great things that are worthy of euphoria, right? That's the success. The society that I think Severance is, at least in part, parodying is one where that's kind of the relationship. There is nothing to really attain. There is nothing to really strive for. Life is just sad time to be filled with distraction that you medicate with things like alcohol and trying to get people to think you're smart, seeking attention with foodless dinners and terrible books, or just literally turning your brain off while you get paid.